Mike, thank you. We'll take you to the emotion. Senior Day at Fog Allen Fieldhouse, including junior Paul Pierce, Sooners, against the Jayhawks coming up.
It's senior night at Allen Fieldhouse.
B. McGrath, joined by his parents, Tom and Madeline Mora.
Bud Light brings you Big Monday, game number 2 for the Big 12 Conference as the Kansas Jayhawks play host to the Oklahoma Sooners. And for Rafe LaFrance, Billy Thomas, and C.B. McGrath, a very, very special evening because it is senior night. And with all the fame and tradition that this building houses, Larry, plus the fact that tradition of this school, senior night is something that is really, really special. These guys can go 58-0. The best record that a KU team has ever had, and a very special player in Rafe LaFrance, who has a possibility of also being the player of the year.
Yeah, Ron, you know, you talk about emotion in a game like this, and it's very, very important in college basketball. But let's talk about the practical part of it, and that's the skill of this great player in Rafe LaFrance. He is truly one of America's great players. The great turnaround jump shot, the inside play, the face-up, any way you want to do it, Rafe LaFrance can do it. This guy has carried this club all year long, and they really missed him during that 9-game absence when he had his hand injury.
There's nothing that Oklahoma would rather do, and that is to rain on KU's parade tonight. Now, 2 years ago at Iowa State, they did just that on senior night, and they got a guy in Corey Brewer, who is this week's Big 12 Player of the Week, Larry, that is capable of leading that kind of charge.
Well, he'll have to step up very big tonight. This is a very depleted Oklahoma Sooner group. He's the guy that has been scoring for them all year long. He gets most of it done on the outside. He's got to have a gigantic game tonight, is what is truly one of the great nights in college basketball, senior night.
So, for KU, they want to keep this win streak alive. They'd like for it to be perfect for the outgoing seniors. OU would love to rain on that parade. Well, a few tears and tears of joy around this famed old field house tonight. Yesterday, we had an opportunity to sit down and visit with Rafe LaFrance. How important is this win streak and going out 58-0?
It's something that about midway through my sophomore season, I realized, and Billy and CB, we all realized that this is something that could be achieved. We hadn't lost thus far, and hopefully we'll win tonight and make it 4 years straight.
Well, there's a good look at the senior out of Monona, Iowa, averaging almost 21 points a game, missed 9 games this year because of the broken finger. Larry, go back to your senior night in Lexington, Kentucky, and I'm sure it's something that is as present to you as it is right now to Rafe LaFrance. It will be, you know, for always to him.
You know what it is, Ron? It's a new stage in life. I mean, for a lot of guys, they're going to give up something they've been doing competitively for over a decade. For some of them, it's going to be a chance to really get in and make a lot of money, like Rafe LaFrance will be. But most of these guys are now going to play basketball for fun. But what they will remember the most, as a lot of college seniors will around this country, is this night, because it's a special night. I'll tell you that I had a great night. It was a few years ago, really too many that I want to talk about. But I did have one, and I still remember it.
Well, now let's take a look at the GTE starting lineups. And first of all, for head coach Kelvin Sampson and his Oklahoma Sooners, Johnson, Brewer, Allison, Humphrey, and Wiley. And for Brewer, well, this week actually named the Big 12 Player of the Week. He averages over 21 points a ball game. And the starters tonight for Roy Williams of the Jayhawks, Thomas, McGrath, Pugh, Paul Pierce, and Rafe LaFrance. And, of course, the ones that are highlighted are the gentlemen who are starting and playing their final game here at Allen Fieldhouse. Here's Billy.
From Monona, Iowa, number 45, Rafe LaFrance.
There's his proud dad, and a man who has been his mentor and head coach for the last 4 years. And Larry, we both were standing out on the floor as they came out and brought their parents flowers, and the ovations went up before these announcements right here of the starting lineups. And I mean, it was hard to keep the hair on the back of your neck, or it just, I mean, it really was a touching moment.
Well, it is. You know, this is the second or third time I've been out here for senior night, and no matter where I stop, I've made a couple of stops last week at senior night, and no matter where you go, you get that feeling, that feeling that something is about to end, but something is about to begin. I mean, tonight they've got 3 great players getting ready to move on in their life. And Ray Prince is going to be a terrific NBA player, but what a career he has had in Kansas.
Well, the school record, 59 straight, is overall the longest current streak you can see. But they are 57-0 at home, this group of seniors. And in fact, the only week, their first week as freshmen, was the only time that they were not ranked, in the top 20 in the nation.
Take a look at those numbers right there for Ray Prince. You got to remember now, he's only played in, 23 games, and he's got that almost 21 point per game average. In fact, he would rank very high in the Big 12 standings if he had played the minimum amount of games, which is 75% of the games.
He jumps it up against Wiley. It'll be KU basketball.
Oklahoma's going to open up in a straight man-to-man defense. See if Kansas goes inside immediately. They do.
Pierce turned it over. Allison comes away with it, and Allison, by the way, surprised to see him in the starting lineup. He has a bad case of the flu. He sat and watched today's shoot-around.
Look at that pressure by Jayhawks. Good tough man-to-man, good help.
Kicks it back outside. 3 on the way, won't go. Wiley with the follow.
Evan Wiley is one of those guys. I think he may be the forgotten man on this team. I mean, a lot of people talk about Corey Brewer, and justifiably so, but Wiley does a nice job.
Billy Thomas for 3. Off the mark. Humphrey will come away with a rebound. Thomas's mom, of course, is here tonight because of senior night. And every time I've ever done a game at KU and his mom was here, he just lights it up.
That's a good motivation to have mom sitting there watching.
Allison tries to reset as Pierce works against him. 2-0 Sooners.
Oklahoma trying to cut this game down. They want to use every second on that shot clock. Hanging jumper won't go. LaFrance comes down with the rebound, and then it is thrown away. As McGrath took off up the sideline, was not there, and he tried to give it off to him. Kelvin Sampson, talk about a nice coaching job. 19-8, 10-4 for the Sooners so far this year. Maybe his best coaching job, Larry. This has been a banged-up ball club. Probably the thing that bothered him most is Heskett. Tim Heskett was going to be the 3rd man in a rotation at guard as we see a turnover travel by Allison. But when he went down with a bulging disc, then all of a sudden their numbers got cut in that area severely. But they have played with a lot of heart. 19 victories for the Sooners. Pugh inside. Yeah, one of the things that LaFrance does well, I know we talk about all of the great accomplishments he has, but I think he's one of the better passers for a big man in the country. I think you're right. The bouncer, the turnaround. Humphrey forced that one a little bit. LaFrance with his 2nd rebound. And here comes McGrath. He'll push it up in the wing to Pierce and feeds it back. LaFrance will score. I would tell you what, LaFrance bailed Pierce out on that one because he had nowhere to go with that basketball. He was going to walk, you're right. That's the advantage of having a center that can run the floor as well as LaFrance does. We'll keep an eye on Allison and see how strong he is and how long he's able to go. Because numbers against KU is what always is the downside. And plus the fact, Larry, it is an inordinately warm evening in this gymnasium tonight. Jump ball, it'll stay with the Sooners. Watch Pierce inside here. He looks back and sees LaFrance running the floor, catching and laying it off the window. How many times has he done that in the last 4 years, filling that lane? C.B. McGrath will go to the bench. Ryan Robertson will come into the lineup. Ryan is the usual starter. C.B. is the man who comes off the bench and spells him as Wiley scores. Wiley with a nice move right in LaFrance's face that time. Sooners still in that man-to-man defense. Kansas loves to run this passing game.
And what they wind up with, and it's going to be a little nickel dimer there, is 1 in and 4 out with the rotation.
Always amazes me in fouls. You know, some of them I think are very trivial. I mean, I thought that was a trivial foul. Then you see a guy get really hammered inside, and nothing ever happens.
Tied at 4. Just going under 17 minutes to play in his opening half. Took a while to get the flowers off the floor from that pregame festivity. Pierce a little off balance, and he'll knock it down. The athleticism of such a big man is a marvel to see. And here's the question. We got 3 seniors playing their last game. Is this the last one for Paul Pierce?
Good question.
Will he go out?
Yeah, a lot of people think so. If he's one of the top 4 or 5, let's watch him finish here.
Showtime.
I got to believe, Ron, if he's one of the top 3 or 4 picks in the country, I don't know how he could not come out. Nice pass.
Great
pass.
dish to Humphrey.
Oh, was that pretty. Burr with a nice look in there.
Now the trap on Robertson. Gets it away to Pugh. KU breaks it quickly. The lob inside. Pierce fumbled it and still scored. Oh, my goodness.
Well, somehow he's able to have some hang time up there. He just hung around the basket till the ball got there.
The minute they saw the defense, they got him free inside. Johnson, offense. Allison gasping for air. He's going to go to the bench. Nahara will come off the bench and replace him. Timeout on the floor. Jayhawks by 4. We'll be right back. Kansas up by 4. Larry, show us what happened on that alley-oop.
Well, obviously what happened here was that Oklahoma didn't rotate quickly enough. You saw the trap out front. Watch Billy Thomas get the ball, but more importantly, watch Paul Pierce underneath. He hung around until the ball got there, and then it was an easy lay-in. Nice pass, too, by Billy Thomas.
Was a good pickup. Field goals, KU 5 of 6. They've made their last 5. In fact, the last 3 by Pierce. Oklahoma 50%, 3 of 6. And Pierce leading the way with a total of 6 points in the early going.
Pierce has been a little bit of a funk, a slump. He came out of it a little bit in the Iowa State game on Saturday in the second half. But has been in a slump. They need him to turn it up.
No question. He had 19 in that ball game, but last Monday night against Colorado was one of those stop, start, more stops than starts. Thomas on the cut. The tip by Pugh. His head coach says, I love his defense, and that's the reason he plays so much for me, but also very good fundamentally and around the hoop.
I love the crowd when they go, Pugh.
Nahara with the bounce pass inside. Humphrey misses, and Wiley right there.
There's
wow.
That guy again. Huh?
Roy Williams is up talking to the folks who are about to come in, talking about blocking out inside.
Wiley doing a nice job getting inside that Kansas defense.
Robertson for 3. Got it.
Well, Ryan, you can look around a lot of players on this Kansas club and that spell success, but Ryan Robertson is as big a contributor as anybody.
And, you know, he doesn't shoot that many threes. He's a 44% three-point shooter, Larry.
Well, that's because they got a lot of other guys out there throwing them up, like Billy Thomas.
Yeah, that's right. Nahara working against Pierce. Wiley with the bounce pass. Humphrey way too hard off the glass. That wasn't a kiss. That was that was a hammer job.
Take a look at Evan Wiley on the inside here. This is a nice putback right here. You know, anytime Kansas goes after the basketball, it's going to free up that weak side on the other side of the basket. Wiley's taking full advantage of that. A couple of good baskets, good offensive rebounds.
Humphrey's feeling bad about himself shooting an air ball, but since I thought it caught iron, it didn't, so he gets an assist there. 15-8. About to go under 14 minutes to play in his opening half. The main thing you want to do with KU here at home is you want to maintain contact. You don't want to see that double-figure lead early. It can spell disaster.
How difficult it is in here to keep your poise.
Renzai Stone, nice give to Wiley.
Well, Wiley's right around that basket, isn't he?
Well, he has got 8 quick ones.
Renzai Stone with a nice look inside. Good pass.
back to Pierce. Rafe LaFrance too hard, and Rinzai Stone battles for the ball against Earl.
Well, so far it's been a highlight reel for Evan Wiley. Watch this move inside. He gets LaFrance. LaFrance kind of sealed off and then gets inside of him. Hey, Wiley doing a nice job. 8 points, hadn't missed a shot yet.
You know, he shoots 59% from the field, which is also what he shoots at the free throw line. And I'm giving the coach this. You ought to put somebody on him at the free throw line. Don't let him shoot uncontested. Nahara back up.
Oh, what a nice pass. Again, good movement. Michael Johnson delivering. The good look.
3-point ball game. Bradford. Oh, great look. LaFrance got himself open.
Boy, Ryan Robertson is something, isn't he? Averages 6 assists a game.
Rinzai Stone got caught napping, and his head coach came off the bench and let him hear about it.
Oklahoma continues to try to push the ball into the paint area. They've been attacking Kansas pretty effectively in there.
They have inside, but stop and think about this. 0 points for Brewer so far, and we've almost played 8 minutes.
Maybe the game plan is not for him to shoot, but get the ball inside when they're having the success.
Maybe right. That's a travel turnover against Nahara.
Watch the senior Rafe LaFrance here. Baseline cut, wide open. How can you forget about Rafe LaFrance?
Chenoweth in the lineup, number 44. And are they checking over his shoulder? Or is he? No, LaFrance is okay.
Well, he's rubbing it a little bit right there. May have caught an elbow.
Chenoweth picks up the foul. He was battling inside with Rinzai Stone.
Not a good way to start coming off the bench. You have to turn around and face Roy Williams. You play 2 seconds and you get a foul. Here's LaFrance kind of exercising, flexing that shoulder a little bit.
Johnson to Brewer. They get him open, and he has to rush it. Can't get it to go. Earl skies for the rebound. Bradford around Nahara and misses on the shot. Here's Stone with the outlet pass, but KU's back on defense. Brewer to Johnson.
Oh, what a strong rebound that was. Kenny Gregory.
Gregory got the rebound and then tripped over Nahara, who will pick up the foul. So there's a break in the action. 11:57 left until halftime. KU by 5. 17-12 Kansas. By the way, Big Monday presented by Bud Light. More college basketball on the way following Sports Center. It is UNLV at number 5, Utah. That's around midnight Eastern time, and I'll show you the standings. Larry, here's the strange thing. Utah's the number 5 team in the country, and look at how the numbers shape up. New Mexico leads them in the conference race in that Mountain Division.
Yeah, in that Mountain Division. That Pacific Division is owned by TCU. Billy Tubbs' club really hot right now.
Rafe LaFrance still taking a little pine time. He's still massaging that shoulder from time to time. One of the collisions with Wiley is when it happened just a moment ago. Bradford back over to Gregory.
Pretty good position defense by Oklahoma. Good on the ball defense. Brewer doing a nice job outside.
Looking for Chenoweth inside. Rinzai Stone doing a nice job on him. Gregory falling away. Barely gets iron on that. And the ball, did it hit Stone last? Yes. It'll stay with the Jayhawks.
Well, now take a look at what happens here. See that bump right there? I think that's what caused the injury to Rafe LaFrance's left shoulder. See, he grabs it right there. After he turned and went to the inside, he actually hit Wiley right in the chest. Unless Wiley's wearing a breastplate or something there like a bulletproof vest. I don't know how that can hurt you, but he got him.
7 seconds on the shot clock. Robertson for 3. Not there. LaFrance on the foul. And he was fouled.
Take a look again on the miss by Ryan Robertson. Watch Rafe LaFrance on the other side follow this up. He does such a great job with his offensive rebounding, and he saw that shot of his dad up there. Ask him about that. He says, yeah, I look up there once in a while, and I can always tell when Dad is pleased or he's upset. And why not? I mean, it's a tendency to have to look at your parents up there when you're playing a game.
Stone picks up the foul. He goes to the bench as LaFrance completes the three-point play.
There they are. You know what he said? He says it's body language. He said, I can always tell. I look at Dad, I can tell by his body language whether he likes what I'm doing.
Well, they moved down here from Iowa so that they could watch him play his college basketball career. Largest lead of the night. It's 8, 20-12.
They may want to be checking the real estate for whoever's got the #1 pick. Whatever city.
Back to Johnson. Shot clock is at 9. Nahara, and a foul away from the ball. Looks like Wiley. No, beg your pardon. Rafe LaFrance picks up the foul.
Yeah, he and Wiley were battling each other down in the paint. I'm not sure who got who first, but they caught LaFrance.
First foul on him and the third team foul on the Jayhawks. 14 fouls against Oklahoma and a travel against the Sooners. We are about to hit the 10-minute mark in the first half, and Corey Brewer has not tallied 1 point yet.
This guy is the #2 scorer in the Big 12.
6 of 12 and 9 of 15 to shooting. Pierce can't get it. Lester Earl follows. Misses on the follow, but he'll go to the line for a couple.
Well, one of the strengths that I think this Kansas club has, and they've got a lot of them, but one of the biggest ones is their ability to rebound offensively. They've got about 4 or 5 guys that really pound the glass. Now, you're watching 2 teams tonight that rank 1 and 2 in rebounding in this league. You can see right there. I mean, you saw Pierce and Earl battling each other up there on the glass.
That foul, by the way, was on Ryan Humphrey. It's Ryan's first. Lester Earl, Larry, about a month ago, did one of the funniest things I've ever seen at a basketball game. It was like he was counting rhythm. 1, 2, 3. Shooting his free throw. It got to 2 and never got to 3 and just held the ball, and everybody jumped in the lane and were beating each other up. And Roy sitting over there going, shoot the ball, and he never shot. Just turned around, looked at the bench, and broke out laughing. Oh, my.
You got to have a little levity once in a while.
Blocked by Earl. Good heavens, what a block.
He didn't count the 3 on that jump.
The feed to LaFrance. And the foul on Nahara.
Oh, did he get some hops? Even Rafe LaFrance came over and says, that's big. Look at this. Oh, pinned it. Pinned it. Pierce was right there with him. Oh, that's big. Let's talking about rebounding. How about shot blocks?
Well, Lester has 21 blocks on the season, but none any bigger than that one right there.
That's a walk. Tell you what happened there. That is a spot position. You have to stand in there. If you pick that foot up, you cannot do that. It is a walking. That's what Paul Pierce did. He lifted his foot up.
And he smiled and knew, because the official, when he hands you the ball, says to you, can't move, or if you have scored a hoop, then you can move.
Made free throw or made field goal, you can run that baseline.
Yeah. 22-12, 10-point margin. Brewer well short, and now he's beginning to force it. KU with numbers. Thomas back to Robertson. They'll reset it.
Oklahoma good defense.
Nahara gets the turnover. And he will take it the distance, and he'll go to the line for a couple. And it's one thing, you have to really give a huge E for effort, because Nahara has had a stress fracture in that left foot, and Larry, he limps very, very badly. He's probably 70%, and that's it.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he's 100%, he outruns Lester Earl for this basket, but he couldn't. Watch him use his body, though, to protect this ball. See him kind of nudge Earl out of the way. Good move with the ball.
That's the second foul on Lester Earl. It is the 4th team foul on the Jayhawks.
Nahara was really playing well, too, before he hurt that foot. Just hasn't been the same player since he's been back.
Well, he went to the hospital just before the Oklahoma State game and got an MRI. It didn't work out the next day, but did play in the basketball game. But he had the same problem last year, and you have to wonder if it is a habitual thing. Great move by Thomas on the baseline.
How about the feed by LaFrance?
Back to your point.
Yeah, you invert that offense, and when you've got a guy that big that can pass that well, he looks over the defense, kind of like a quarterback looking over a line. You see where you're going to throw the ball.
It's a big QB, too. Nahara runs into Pugh. Rebounded by Oklahoma, and they travel. Humphrey.
Anytime you get pressure on the wing, you automatically go back door. Look at Rafe LaFrance. That's just a timing play. Good look, good pass. Boy, I love the way LaFrance passes the basketball.
Nice move against Wiley. Well, crowd doesn't agree, but that's not going to change anything. It is Oklahoma basketball.
Well, Allison's got to go back to that bench again. Michael Johnson back in to replace him. Looks like Allison's going to be spelled a couple of times tonight. He's going to play just a couple of minutes and have to go over there and get his breath. Suffering from a little bout with the flu.
5-second count. C.B. McGrath and the kids come off the bench and pat him, saying, way to go.
So far, Oklahoma doing a number on Brewer, aren't they?
They really are. Billy Thomas, yeah. Little body angle. You saw his mom up and cheering. Kevin Sampson has seen enough. He wants a timeout. 27-14. The Jayhawks forge on top. There's his mom.
She's having a good time. Watch Billy Thomas launching his 234th three-point shot. You know, he's made more three-point shots than everybody else on the team. He had 96 coming in. That's his 97th. The whole team's got 95.
Billy had much more of a reputation to being a streaky shooter when he came here. But it has become more and more on a regular basis that he hits those long threes.
Billy T for three.
These kids got a sign for everything tonight. They not only have SportsCenter, which we'll show you in the second half. They've even got the pictures of the people who are doing it tonight.
We're talking about a very basketball-savvy crowd here. Illegal screen down inside.
Rimseye Stone quickly comes off the bench. And that's 2 fouls on Humphrey. So 17 fouls against the Sooners.
There's a young man right there, C.B. McGrath, one of the seniors that received all the flowers and the awards tonight and the accolades of this crowd. Roy Williams talked a lot about the recruiting of these three seniors, and he's a walk-on. In fact, when he was talking about Billy Thomas, he says, I was actually watching tape of another player, and he caught my eye. And then, of course, obviously with LaFrance, he probably spent more time recruiting him than anybody in his history of coaching.
Paul Pierce picks up the foul, so it gives us an opportunity, a couple more stories on C.B. McGrath. He's an academic All-American, and he's just a really popular player with the fans here. He's one of those Johnny Hustle guys. They know he's a walk-on, earned a scholarship, and he's a legacy like 20 times over of people, relatives who have come to KU, and he followed him here.
I kind of like tradition. I know you do.
Yep. Nahara back to Stone, and the left-hander too hard, won't go, and T.J. Pugh will come down with the rebound. T.J. had his battles and trials and tribulations this year. He had a stretch fracture with a foot. Pierce with the jumper, rattles it home.
Well, that was all a lot of iron, but it got down.
He's got 8. Largest lead of the night at 16 as Chenoweth prepares to check in. Corey Brewer trying to get his first points. Wild off the mark. Stone with the follow. Can't get it. And Brewer battling inside. Goes to the floor. And here comes KU. It's the 3-on-2 break.
Good handle.
Full timeout, Oklahoma.
Point lead for the Jayhawks on senior night. Watch the movement on the inside. You talk about some banging. I told you about these two clubs being the 2 best rebounding teams. Look how they battle. Brewer goes down. Pugh goes on top of him. More importantly, watch the finish on the break. McGrath runs it right to the middle, drops it off to Pierce, and he drains it in the bottom of the net. Let's go back and listen to what happened down underneath.
So Corey Brewer taking his lumps tonight. The gentleman who is the second leading scorer in the league still has not tallied. By the way, this is a 17-2 run, Larry. Oklahoma's missed their last 8 field goal attempts.
Well, that's what Kansas does to you. They'll get you up and they'll hit you with 2 or 3 runs, and all of a sudden you look up and you're 25 or 30 down.
C.B. McGrath going to be called for a hand check.
Well, Roy Williams has got such a luxury to be able to reach down on that bench. He can go down 10, 11 guys, and it really doesn't drop off that drastically.
Number 20, Kenny Gregory, the outstanding freshman from Columbus, Ohio, checks into the lineup. And here's a youngster that they are expecting huge things from, but he's still kind of searching. He's still trying to find his way.
Hey, sometimes it takes a little while, you know? How about Paul Pierce being 3rd team All-Big 12 last year? I think he found his year this year, didn't he?
No question. Nice move by Humphrey and scored. The ball got kicked back outside, so that's a reason for the whistle. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left to play in this opening half. 32-16. Kansas on top. T.J. Pugh, not there. Gets his own follow and scores. Kelvin Sampson can't believe it. He just looks at the floor and shakes his head.
You know, Ron, as much as we've talked about the Kansas bench, the Oklahoma bench is just the opposite. They have been depleted with injuries, sickness, illness. In fact, you can look over there. You only see 4 guys in uniform over there. There are more ties than uniforms.
That's a travel. Turnover number 8.
Watch Pugh down inside. Turn, keep those elbows high, and the little jump hook and the follow.
Humphrey lost him in traffic there.
Go get your own shot. He's trying to get away from Humphrey.
By the way, it's 9 turnovers against the Sooners. And speaking of that, a turnover and a foul against Pierce. It's his second.
You know what? That's the 3rd time Nahara's done that over there, and every time it's been on that side of the floor.
He is one of those bothersome kind of players that just constantly has his hands working.
Look at that. See, Pierce really a little inattention to taking care of the basketball. Nahara, very aware, very quick. Nahara doesn't look like, at least tonight, he is too hampered by that foot. Obviously, he has been all year long.
That is their 3rd free throw. I'll tell you what happened at the shoot-around today. We're standing over visiting with Coach Sampson, and his kids came out, and they shot free throws and free throws and free throws. And all of a sudden, he turned around and looked at me and said, you know, this could be rather presumptuous because since it's senior night, I understand the opposing team doesn't get to shoot any of these. They have shot 4 in this first half. Gregory against Allison. Pierce for 3.
Nice shot. was going to say it's a 2 now.
Jimmy Burr, one of the officials watching and very astutely, caught that right foot on the line. And they have the official score change it.
Hey, one day, Pierce doesn't have a lot of backspin on that ball, does he? It almost goes up there like a knuckleball.
LaFrance and Earl prepared to check back into the lineup. Nahara muscles his way up. Humphrey skies for the rebound and scores, and fouled by Chenoweth.
Nice play by Ryan Humphrey. I was visiting with some of the Oklahoma people before the game tonight, and I was telling them I was most impressed by the number of players who have 5 and more rebounds. Ryan Humphrey, who has 6. But almost everybody on this club that plays a lot is able to rebound.
I'll tell you who has been one of the MVPs for Oklahoma this year is Alex Brown, who's the basketball trainer, who's sitting down close to the end of the bench. He has had to keep an eye on an awful lot of people. Almost missed on that one. LaFrance battles against Wiley, and Wiley throws the ball off of it.
Nice play that time by Wiley. Couldn't quite lob the ball up over his head far enough. That's having Wiley again. See, now he fronts LaFrance this time. Gets a little help from Johnson on the backside. Good saves it and throws it off LaFrance's knee. Good heads-up play. Smart move.
Under 5 minutes until halftime. Gregory and Allison, quite a collision. Shot clock is now at 10. Allison for 3. And this young man can light it up from out there, Larry.
Pretty good maneuver right there by Oklahoma. They move the ball well. A couple of crisp passes right to the corner.
You're going to give him 2 rather than 3. Pierce with the finger roll. Can't get it. Michael Johnson comes away with it. Allison almost an air ball. Humphrey follows.
And offensive rebounding again by Oklahoma.
Double team on Gregory. Well, Humphrey comes down with the rebound, and KU had plenty of chances as Gregory and LaFrance almost played volleyball with it back and forth.
Oklahoma showing some pretty good quickness with their hands, slapping the ball, getting a few touches on the defensive end.
You see Nahara grab his shorts. You see Wiley doing the same thing, Humphrey rather. This is a tired Oklahoma basketball team because of the lack of depth. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Ryan Humphrey on the bench, and Larry, we've documented this year he's anemic and he has not been able to get in shape.
Yeah, you can see right here, right there he is right there. Now you'll see him trying to work his way down the floor, but he is really trailing this play. You can see he starts to point immediately over to the bench and saying, I need some help. Having difficulty breathing. That iron deficiency has really caused him a problem. He immediately went to that bench.
58% for Kansas. 3-point field goals, 2 of 4, and Oklahoma 0 for 4. Brewer, no points so far for the night. He's 0 of 5.
Well, we said Brewer had to have a big game tonight. He's not, and that's the reason Oklahoma's down as much as they are.
Down by 13 as we're about to go into the 3-minute mark.
Kansas goes to a 2-3 zone. Roy Williams switching defenses a little bit. Maybe give his club a little bit of a breather, too.
Nahara against Earl. Brewer for 3, got it. So he scores at the 3:02 mark.
Well, that was a rainbow, wasn't it?
Thomas unlucky on that one. Rattled in and out. Kevin Sampson saying, slow down now, guys. We don't want to get into a track meet with these fellas.
Hey, they got this game back to 10. We're looking over that Kansas defense.
Wiley, and of course they just leave him alone out there, and he steps up, misses the 16-footer,
and that's the reason.
Yep, they will entice that to happen many times.
Even though he shoots 59%, most of those really in the paint.
Yeah. Nick Bradford. Well, 2 super games make for a Super Tuesday. First of all, in the Big Ten, number 23, Illinois at Indiana, as the Hoosiers try to rebound from that trouncing by Michigan yesterday. And into the Southeastern Conference, it's Georgia at South Carolina, 9:30 Eastern Time. All on Super Tuesday.
Well, what a job Lon Kruger has done with that Fighting Illini up there. I think a lot of people did not expect them to finish where they are right now, battling right for the top.
Great recruiting year also.
Yes, sir, he did. Eddie Folker once again got his Gamecocks back playing. The basketball team that came off a great year last year.
So Humphrey got his breather. He's going to come back into the lineup with 2:12 remaining. Nahara will go to the bench. Rinzai Stone goes to the bench. Allison will be on the floor. Wiley, Johnson, and Brewer. That's the 5 for the Sooners. Bradford swishes it. 8th player to score for KU tonight. And it's back to an 11-point margin. But as Larry said, you've got to give Oklahoma a world of credit for what they have done to get back in this one. And they don't have their ace lighting them up just yet. Brewer. Robertson defensively tipped the ball. Lester Earl. Spin move way too high off the glass, though.
But there again, Johnson rebounding the basketball. I was talking about their guard. Even their guards are good rebounders.
He averages almost 3 rebounds a ball game.
Yeah. A little stop and go action by Johnson there.
Bradford, youngster out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. 5-second count. That's twice in the first half. No, they got a 20-second timeout. I beg your pardon. The first one McGrath caused. This one, they realize they're about to get the 5-second call, so they get the 20. Coming up on the courtyard by Marriott halftime report. Chris Fowler and Digger Phelps are standing by. Providence and UConn highlights. Vital's 6th man and buzzer beater in the MAC.
Hey, let me ask you a question. You and I have seen a lot of college basketball this year, and I have made this observation the last couple of weeks, but it seems like to me, for that 20-second timeout, I have seen more teams use it to save possession of the basketball instead of using it for strategy.
No, you're exactly right. And what coaches are really beginning to complain about, and it's tough on the officials, is how many times have you seen it where a guy is going out of bounds? Does he have possession or not? And he calls a timeout.
See, he's in trouble right there. Now he knows he's in trouble. What's he do? Takes a timeout. Take the 20.
You like that?
No, I wish they'd get rid of it, actually. You know, especially for the guys going out of bounds. I mean, I think it's a bad play. They got rid of it in the NBA this year.
Nice look by Humphrey and Wiley with the jam. First time that he's scored in a while. He now has 10.
Got his average already here in the first half. That's going to be a push.
This is an 11-1 run by Oklahoma in the last 3:30.
I know they do a lot of rodeo work down in Oklahoma, but Wiley threw a saddle that time right up on the back. Good pass inside, though, on the other end as Wiley catches and dunks.
Wiley just got his 3rd, so he's going to have to go to the bench for the last 67 and be real careful in the second half. (37-28). 59 seconds left. Brewer, 3 points in his first half. Allison for 3. Got it.
You know what? Kansas double teamed. Allison saw it, got right to the spot where he likes to shoot the 3. We've got a game. All of a sudden, Oklahoma's battled back to within 6.
5 points for Allison. Robertson looks back over at Roy Williams. Gets the play he's looking for. There's about a second difference between shot clock and game clock. Billy Thomas. This is for 2. Got it. Thomas now with 7. And it's halftime. And as they head to the locker room, it is Kansas 39 and Oklahoma 31. So let's head to the studio. Here's Chris.
Both ends. For Kansas, it was Ray LaFrance. Well on his way to his 15th double-double in his 24th game of the year. Getting a lot of work done on the inside and running the floor well. But also on the other end, Evan Wiley was 5 of 6 in the first half. Young man got 10 points, most of it right around the basket. Anytime you get it that close, you're going to get it up and in. Wiley with 10, leading the Sooners and bringing them back in this game in the first half.
Well, the DiGiorno halftime stats, this is what they look like. 55%, 43% for the Sooners. But in rebounds, look at that, Larry, very close at 18 and 16, but probably the biggest stat of all is Evan down on the bottom. Brewers got to step forward because there are not enough other folks around to make this campfire big enough to cook.
Well, very good. I'll tell you one thing, he's going to have to cook it up real warm in the second half to get this club back in there. An Oklahoma team that really has only 9 players rest out tonight. There's the man that needs to pick it up, Torrey Brewer. He can do it. Kansas has been very successful shutting him down. Ray LaFrance with another good first half on his way to another double-double.
Also keep in mind Wiley picked up that 3rd foul right at the end of the first half, so he will have to be a little bit careful as we open the second half of play.
Sooners go to a 2-3 zone, maybe to protect inside.
LaFrance. Humphrey grabs the rebound for the Sooners.
Kansas is going to stay in there man-to-man. Good extension on the ball, good coverage on the wings.
Wiley starts off the second half just the way he opened the ball game.
That was a Wiley play.
He's got a dozen. LaFrance working against Humphrey and just left him in his tracks.
Pierce is all over on the outside. He won't allow Robert Allison to even get to the ball. Watch Pierce fight over that screen. Good one by Johnson. Robertson doing a nice job on Brewer. As soon as he caught the ball, he was right on top of him.
Allison had to put it up with his left hand. The shot clock was at 7. And T.J. Pugh gets it off to Billy Thomas. LaFrance at the other end, and goaltending against Humphrey.
Good run out. Thomas with a look up the floor. Gets it to LaFrance. It's always a sign of a good basketball team. You can see the goaltending call right there against Humphrey. You look up and you pass to guys who are ahead of you.
LaFrance now in double figures, and Larry, he's already had 6 boards in the first half, so an opportunity for another double-double, right?
No surprise to me. Good pass.
Humphrey tries to reverse it. LaFrance is there, gets a partial, and Pierce comes down with it. Stepped out of bounds. Roy Williams disbelieving.
I think Roy Williams may have a legitimate complaint there. After Pierce had gotten the basketball, I got blocked out, but somebody for Oklahoma pushed him out of bounds.
Humphrey holding his hands over his head. Obviously fatigued early here in the second half. Just threw Pugh down.
Humphrey's complaining that Pugh had him by the jersey. Third foul. Watch again. Watch the good screen here. Naharaj kind of rolls back to the outside. Here's the bounce pass. Now once he gets it and releases it, you'll see the foul committed down inside right here.
three. Pierce, nobody blocked him out.
Good offensive rebounding club, this Kansas team. Pierce came from a long way to get that.
Johnson dishes to Humphrey. 7 rebounds now for the Prince. Billy Thomas for 3.
I want to tell you how good that shot was. The neck didn't even move. Yeah, Bob, you should stand and cheer.
.20-second timeout called by Oklahoma. 15-point ball game, 48-33.
Ron, it's always great doing games in here. The enthusiasm by this crowd, the student body. I mean, you show up 2 hours before game, they're laying down outside waiting to get in. Billy Thomas nailing it. Look at that. That net just barely moved on the bottom.
Thomas in double figures. He's got 10. 14 for Pierce, 11 for LaFrance, 6 for Pugh. And for the Sooners, Wiley with a dozen, Humphrey with 8, 5 for Nahara, and 5 for Allison. Brewer with 3.
Good pressure on the defense again by Kansas. Good position to trap.
Brewer for 3. And fouled by Robertson. He'll go to the line for 3 shots.
Is there one thing that coaches get upset about when they have a situation like that is fouling a guy who is shooting a 3-point field goal. Watch this again. Ryan Robertson right here. Now Brewer's pretty wide open. Kind of bumped him as he went up. Two excellent coaches right there. Boy, Williams, Kelvin Sampson. This league is loaded with good coaches. How about the job Eddie Sutton's done down at Oklahoma State, Ron?
Yeah, he never ceases to amaze me.
Danny Nee's got his club positioned pretty well. The basketball team, as they got a couple of wins and got pretty far in the Big 12 tournament, they've still got an outside shot at the tournament.
Yeah, I think for sure. A lot of people are saying that just 3 right now, but they, of course, would be the 4th.
Violation. Thomas stepped in. Doesn't make any difference.
Brewer gets all 3 in his first 3 points of the second half. He now has 6.
Oklahoma stays in that matched up zone.
And if that's Wiley, that's 4. Yep. And immediately Rinzai Stone comes off the bench, and Wiley will have to go sit down at the 15:50 mark. (48-36) Kansas. College basketball at its best on ESPN and ESPN2. It's championship week. 9 days, 60 games, including 29 conference championships and exclusive coverage of the entire Big East tournament. Starts Saturday, culminates with the men's and women's selection specials on Sunday, March the 8th.
I love that week.
Fun.
Oh, is it fun?
Well, C.B. McGrath's parents here watching tonight. Tom and Madeline.
Yeah, we had a good shot of CB.
Pierce got the screen, but a nice rotation by Stone. Lost the handle, but taken away by Humphrey inside.
6th turnover for Pierce, huh? part of his game I think he really struggles with is taking care of the basketball. He's a strong rebounder, a good defender. Handling it, yeah, a little bit of a question mark.
Corey Brewer back to Nahara. 3. Nope, they say 2. Had a foot on the line. But we've had some close ones tonight.
Well, Brewer did a nice job penetrating, kicking that ball out to Nahara on the wing.
Billy Thomas for 3. He's well off the mark on that one. And now numbers for Oklahoma. And Johnson thinks better of it. And he'll bring it back out and set it up. Nahara says, nope, I want to take the long one. And it's a 2 as well.
Hey, he's feeling it, you know? When the guy's feeling it, get him the basketball.
It is an 8-point ball game with 14:33 left to play.
Kansas trying to get the ball to LaFrance.
Got it away, not there, and Nahara comes away with a rebound.
Humphrey did a nice job, got his arm extended up there and made it tough on LaFrance to even see the basket. Sooners coming back.
They can cut this to a 6 or a 5-point ball game on this trip. Nahara.
He's on the wrong side of the floor.
That's right, the other side has been his gift. Allison quickly off the bench. And a whistle and a foul away from the ball. Rinzai Stone picks up the foul. Second one on him.
Stone and Pugh have been battling pretty well down in that paint area. Now Rod's going to go to the bench, take a little breather. Kansas needs to craft some sort of offense to make sure they get the ball to LaFrance.
Allison tries for the steal. Billy Thomas lost it. Roy Williams got up just with a puzzled look on his face to say, hey guys, let's take care of business here. 11 Kansas turnovers. Humphrey. And the follow, that's Brewer, who got up to dunk it, put it down, and I thought the ball was above the cylinder when he hit it.
Well, if it was sitting on the rim, then you cannot allow the goal. There's LaFrance's move. That's got to be goaltending. Watch on the offensive end for Oklahoma. Now here's the shot by Humphrey.
Oh, it's
is the ball on the net? Oh, it is. The ball is sitting on the rim.
Yeah.
Roy Williams had a legitimate beef about that one. A little fence with a finish right here. Humphrey with the goaltend.
Allison for 3.
Hey, this Oklahoma team is shooting the ball now, Ron.
You get Brewer and Allison going. It is a 5-point game.
Good hustle by Brewer there in front of the Kansas bench. He almost got it away from Billy Thomas.
Lester Earl will check back into the lineup.
So what happens when you hit a couple of big shots? It really reinvigorates your offense. Your defense starts to pick up. Lester Earl into the game now for Kansas.
Bradford is in, and also Gregory. Ball is loose, and another turnover against Kansas. And Allison lost his footing and lost the basketball, and Rinzai Stone will come away with it for the Sooners. And Brewer, with the finger roll, can't get it down. On the follow, Oklahoma has 2 players injured at the other end. Brewer is hurt. Nahara stopped at midcourt. This looks like cramps on Corey Brewer, the way he's grabbing his toes.
I'm not sure exactly what happened. There was a real battle underneath the Oklahoma basket. Watch LaFrance and Brewer right here. Well, he got up. Obviously, he's favoring that right leg. Maybe he did get a cramp.
As we mentioned, it is very full and it's very warm in this building tonight. 7-point game, about to go under 12 minutes to play. The lob to Nahara, and battles for it. LaFrentz tries to take it away. It goes back to the Sooners. Brewer, too hard.
Look at Nahara. Boy, was he battling in there. Eduardo Nahara came from that free throw line to get that rebound. I'm going to tell you what, these two clubs really go to war underneath.
So there's a timeout as you look at Kelvin Sampson on the bench. 52-45. We'll be right back. 7-point KU lead. You see the pep band there attired in formal attire tonight. They even introduced the seniors in the pep band. They take care of everybody, Larry, on senior night.
Well, let's go from a social standing to the dirty streets. Let's go down inside and watch the battle down here. Well, these guys are really nailing each other. Brewer throws it out. Nahara comes right back inside. Goes by LaFrentz and draws the foul. Ooh, a little bit of a swing at the end there. Thought Mr. Nahara and Mr. Lester Earl were going to get into it.
Corey Brewer trying to ignite his team a little more, and he loses the ball. Robertson comes up with it. 10 turnovers against the Sooners, and that one was big. They had brought it back to 5, and now a 7-point game.
You know, Brewer's hobbling a lot out there, but what can they do? Well, Roy Williams is really upset with his club. He's upset with Ryan Robertson.
Bradford. And Chenoweth almost turns it over. Lester Earl winds up with it. Shot clock is at 10, and Earl loses it. Allison for 3. Rims eye Stone over the back. 3 on him.
Yeah, that's a shot what Oklahoma wants, though. Allison on that left side over there really had a good look at the basket. He just couldn't get the shot to go in. Several guys for Oklahoma getting in foul trouble, and they really don't have a bench to go to.
Robertson for 3.
You know what? He needs to start to shoot more of those. Billy Thomas is a great outside shooter, shooting almost 42% from beyond the stripe. But Ryan Robertson can deliver from out there, too.
Nahara tries to draw the foul, and he does.
Watch Ryan Robertson gather this ball in and release it. Shoulder square, feet underneath of him. Good push and good follow-through. This guy not only delivers the basketball, but he also can shoot it. Nahara going inside. Really battling in there, trying to get through that Kansas defense.
And it's Chenoweth's 3rd foul. Allison will go to the bench. Brewer got a short breather, and now he's back in. He's now in double figures. Nahara with 10.
Right on his average. In fact, a little bit better than what he's been doing recently.
Nahara called for the foul.
He's over there lobbying a little bit with Tom O'Neal, and it's not going to sell.
3 on him now. So Nahara with 3, Wiley with 4, Humphrey and Stone with 3 apiece. Chenoweth with 3 for KU. And Robertson wisely calls a timeout. 20 seconds.
Kansas takes a 20-second timeout.
Well, as we have a break in the action, Big Monday continues tonight. Brought to you by Bud Light. Following Sports Center, UNLV at number 5, Utah. The runner-ups, Tyrone Nesby, 16 points a game, and Michael Doliak at 15 a game for the Utes. Big Monday, presented by Bud Light, continues on ESPN.
Well, Rick Majerus got a nice club out there. Michael Doliak, one of the better big players. Utah club's got 6 guys, 6'9" or bigger. Big, overpowering team in the WAC.
Kelvin Sampson, his club has won 19 this year, and he told me today at the shoot-around, this one probably the most intriguing of all the clubs he's had, as the wrap-around on the reverse wouldn't go. If it had, this crowd really would have gone nuts. Bradford trying to get it down. But Oklahoma, with all the injuries and adversity that they have had to win 19 and 10 in the league, is truly impressive.
Johnson with a great move. Oh, did he blow by those guys?
Well, that's the first 2 for him tonight, Larry. And a big one there. Cuts it back to 7.
It's a good time.
Knocked out of bounds by Brewer. 26 seconds on the shot clock as we have gone under 10.
What's Michael Johnson right here? It's like they just forgot about it. Reminiscent of another Michael Johnson I know who's pretty fast like that. Only wears spikes.
Wholesale changes now. Robertson, LaFrance, Pierce, Pugh, and Billy Thomas, the starting 5, back out on the floor.
Oklahoma State in that zone defense. I think they protect a lot of guys who've got fouls.
Pierce.
If you're going to play a zone, you got to know where the shooters are. You got to know where Pierce, Robertson, and Thomas are located on the floor.
Pierce now the leading scorer for the Jayhawks with 16. Steve Wellmer says he hit the sideline. Turnover.
Pierce with another one.
So Pierce with 19 points off Oklahoma's 11th turnover.
Yeah, the Sooners really have done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. I want to tell you, Pierce and Nahara have been going at it. They've had a few verbal exchanges down in there.
Pierce just picked up his 3rd. 4 team fouls on KU in the second half. 5 on the Sooners.
It's a bad matchup right there. Johnson with Pierce. Pierce is in defensive liability.
Johnson for 3. Rattled it down.
See, Pierce didn't go out guarding. He dropped back in there to try to double team, and Johnson can shoot out there.
So he's got 5 quick points here, which brings it back into single digits.
Pierce is feeling it. He's got the touch right now.
It's a 2.
He wanted a 3.
Pugh saves it. Pierce for 3.
I'm telling you, he's in a zone right now.
I think you could put a blindfold on him.
That got him on their feet here in Lawrence.
saved, and Humphrey knocked it off Nahara's leg. Pierce.
Unbelievable.
Calvin Sampson just walked out on the floor and pointed right at Pierce and just shook his head like, I can't do anything about you.
Watch this shot. He's everywhere. You know, oftentimes when you've got a hot hand, you just got to shoot the basketball. Kansas up by 15. Watch Paul Pierce. Here's the first of 3. That's 1. On the pass from Robertson. Look at this wonderful shot. High, arching shot. Bottom of the net. The second one. Here's his 3rd in a row, a 3. He's got 27, and he has been Kansas's offense for the last 2 minutes.
I told you, Kelvin walked out on the floor and pointed at him and shook his head and then patted him as he went by. I said, I got nothing to stop you. You know, maybe a gun. He's 6 of 6 this half, 12 of 14 field goals for the night, Larry. In fact, he scored their last 11 points, Paul Pierce.
Brewer, nice move. He got into the teeth of that defense that time and got a nice runner.
Larry, interesting as the bevy of points coming by Pierce just a moment ago as Thomas puts up a 3. Can't get it, and Pierce with the follow, and he scores. They were chanting a moment ago, 1 more year, 1 more year. The lob for Wiley, too far.
Well, he showed you just a few seconds ago all the Pierce work on the outside. Well, he could do it on the inside, too. Good offensive rebound and a stick back. Well, they may want 1 more year out of this guy, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to keep him.
Johnson hits the 3 and goes down. Thomas at the other end.
Ron, one of the things that, you know, we can talk about this all we want, but I mean, Ray French came back for his senior year. Jock Vaughn came back for his senior year. Now the question is, and it's an individual choice really on the part of Paul Pierce, as to whether he'll stay or whether he goes.
3 on the way, and Brewer now beginning to feel it. Well, Roy's never had one. They've all stayed the distance.
It's unusual in today's climate.
Ray LaFrance had it knocked away by Wiley. Nahara and Humphrey check back into the lineup. Allison goes to the bench along with Stone, and Allison is spent. This youngster at shoot-around today was really a gutsy performance by him. He was sitting over on the sideline with his head down. He was beat.
Paul Pierce gets a little break.
He got a break. Part of the applause came from Kelvin Sampson just to get him on the bench.
Hey, that might have been goaltending. I wasn't sure Wiley got that ball, whether it was going to be short or it was going to be above the rim. Either way, LaFrance is going to get a couple.
Brewer with his first foul. 16 fouls against the Sooners.
Sometimes it's almost impossible to talk about Ray LaFrance without talking about Paul Pierce. It's like a tandem. You know, they almost are tied by an umbilical cord of some type, the way these two guys have played the last 2 years.
You know, stop and think about this too, Larry. With the performance that he's having tonight, he's going to go back over 20 a game. How many times does one club have 2 men averaging over 20 points a ball game?
Not often.
against Earl. Muscles it up. Actually a little unlucky on the shot. And now 10 rebounds for LaFrance, so he has another double-double.
Not a surprise, his 15th out of 24 games he's played in this year.
Billy Thomas for three.
Right, he's got the quickest release for a three-point shooter of anybody I've seen this year.
Mama agrees. 16-point game, about to go under 4 minutes left. Johnson back to Nahara.
How about the block out by Earl, huh? Wouldn't let him get to the ball.
France against Wiley. Not there as he goes scooting across the floor.
Watch Thomas out here. Bradford gives him a good pass. Look at this quick release. See, he just catches it, doesn't put it on the floor, squares up well, and a nice follow-up. You see the move right here by Michael Johnson. Ryan Roberts is going to pick up the blocking foul.
You can see Ryan just moved over into his path. It's 2 on him. 15 foul.
That makes that tough. You get that charge or a block, the guy will run right over the top maybe, and the referee will call blocking foul. You're the one who took all the punishment.
That's right. LaFrance goes to the bench with 3 minutes and 33 seconds left. I think we'll see him for one more encore, don't you? Johnson now with double figures. He's got 10. So there's a timeout. 3:33 remaining. 14-point lead by Kansas. You know, the Jayhawks have had some great ones here and some very popular and big names. Their jerseys have been retired. What would number 45 think about having his jersey retired?
That'd be an unbelievable honor to see number 45 in the rafters at Allen Fieldhouse. There are a lot of great players to go through the University of Kansas in the last 100 years, and to be considered in that elite group would definitely be an honor that I would be very proud of.
Larry, he needs only 34 points to become the second player in KU history to score 2,000 points or better. And with what they have left, I think pretty good possibility he will join that fraternity as well.
Yeah, you can see the numbers right there. He's got a chance actually of catching Danny Manning in the rebounding area, but he'd have to score 1,000 points over the next 12 games. I'm not sure he can do that to catch Danny in scoring.
Paul Pierce reverses it and scores.
How many different ways has he scored tonight?
31 now. You know, he hadn't missed a shot in the second half. He's 8 for 8.
Well, we ran a graphic a few minutes ago, so he's 13 of 15 now from the field. Watch Pierce, little ball fake. Nahara had no chance. He had that long step and then that long reach on the other side and reverse off the window. Paul Pierce.
Pierce needs 3 points to tie his career high, in fact. Humphrey feeds it to Wiley, and I think Pierce just picked up his 4th foul.
Fans are all yelling now, we want CB, we want CB.
CB a little embarrassed, but a smile on the bench. It's a nice thing to hear. I bet you Roy Williams has no idea what anybody's cheering. He's got so much going on in his mind.
There's a good look at CB.
Yeah, Ron, there are a lot of records that these seniors obviously have been able to to hold together with some other team members, but consider the fact that they have never lost a home game.
It's amazing.
They have won 4 championships, 2 in the Big 8, 2 in the Big 12. I mean, this is truly a remarkable class. I mean, the 3 seniors that we're talking about, obviously other people contributed too, but it's a tremendous record.
Paul Pierce, well, he is human. He missed one. That's the first one here in the second half. And the lob to Wiley. And the push by the French. Well, Sports Center with Reese Davis and Dan Patrick. Coming up next, Cavs and the Bulls, Stubblefield signs. Of course, he is from, right here from KU, and the Steelers' new man. Wiley now 14.
Kansas club also goes to 30-3. If they go all the way to the championship game of the Final Four, they will have played 43 games. That's the most of any college ever. Remembering last year, Kentucky played 40 games when they got to the championship game against Arizona.
You know, interesting. I'm trying to remember exactly, Larry, and all the things that I read about that. If they were to run the table, they still would finish 4th all time as far as wins, as Pugh's shot is knocked away. Kentucky still would hold that distinction at 46-40-17.
Now we're going back some years.
Well, I'm not saying I watched them frequently.
Well, I was around, but I was just crawling around.
Billy Thomas scores it. Yeah, at that time, we both were listening to Kaywood Ledford do it. (81-66). Under 2 minutes to play. Nahara to Wiley. The tip underneath won't go. Pugh will come away with it. Well, it could have been Brewer, could have been Nahara. Let's see who Tom calls it on. Gonna call it on Nahara. It's 4 on him. Allison is in. Nahara is out.
It's interesting to sit down and talk to Roy Williams about his 10 years here at the University of Kansas, having left that University of North Carolina program. 2 quality college basketball programs in the history of this game. And he has contributed greatly in both locations.
Yeah, he really has.
Assistant for Dean Smith for so many years, helped him recruit so many great players. He has stepped in here and hasn't missed a beat since he's been here on the campus at the University of Kansas.
10 years, almost 82% winning percentage.
It's #1 among active coaches. You know what, though? He still burns for one thing.
You bet.
And one thing only, is that national championship. He's been so close.
Last year, they were denied in the NCAAs by Arizona.
And I think he really felt like that last year probably was his best club he's ever had here. Sometimes the best clubs don't win it, though, the ones you've had in your history. Sometimes it's clubs that jump up and surprise you.
You know, Larry, you can look at the winners over how many years and see lucky breaks that they got on the way to the Final Four and to the championship, and you have to have it. Tyus Edney dribbled from one end of the floor to the other against Missouri. Otherwise, they don't go to Seattle and take that crown.
Exactly.
And you can name situations with virtually every team that has won.
Couldn't agree more.
Takes a little luck plus skill.
Yeah, I had a coach tell me one time who was in the Final Four for several years. I said, what do you have to do to win this thing? He says, you got to carry around a 4-leaf clover in your pocket.
Robertson, by the way, ties his career high. He has 11 assists tonight. Turnover, and Brewer will take it in and misses it. And Robertson skies for the rebound. Now we're under a minute to play.
Tommy O'Neill, the official, went down right here next to us. I hope he's all right.
Tommy O'Neill and Jim Burr conferring with each other.
Coach Williams reminds all television camera people to please stay out of the way on the field.
Reason for the big cheer, C.B. McGrath off the bench. He's about to come back in for his final appearance here at Allen Fieldhouse. And Pugh with the follow.
Good follow.
Then they're going to get a foul, and this means that LaFrance will make his final exit, as will Billy Thomas, and CB will then come in. Paul Pierce goes out first. Have we seen the last of him here at Allen Fieldhouse?
Well, that question is yet to be determined.
His mom is here watching a game from California, but he said don't read anything into that. She was here last year as well.
58-0 for those seniors.
And they're chanting one more year, one more year. Chenoweth comes in. Rafe LaFrance goes out.
That was a nice gesture by Kelvin Sampson.
Sure was. Now Billy Thomas heads to the bench. Very proud mom looking on. Billy with 17 points tonight. Under 20 seconds.
Good night for the Jayhawks.
CB had the shot blocked. Sports Center coming up next, immediately following the game. And CB heads to the bench. Started here as a walk-on. Academic All-Conference and All-American. To 70, the final score. And these seniors at Kansas head toward the locker room having won 58 games and never having suffered a defeat while wearing a Jayhawk uniform. The winningest in Kansas history. On the season, KU is now 30-3, 14-1 in the Big 12 Conference. They have won it outright for the second year in the Big 12, as Larry said, 4 years in a row to win the conference. 2 of those, the last 2 in the Big 8. OU goes to 19-9. They are 10-5 in the conference. Our final score, 83-70. Coming up next is Sports Center. For Larry Conley, Ron Franklin saying so long from Lawrence, Kansas. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is presented by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And in part by Mercury. Go ahead. Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
In Oklahoma, 83-70.
And now it's time for a tradition as the three seniors will officially bid farewell to the Allen Fieldhouse crowd.
Who pretty much had to sell himself to the Jayhawks, and thank goodness he did a terrific job. He's had a great career all the way through. He's one of the most popular players among his teammates. Here he is, C.B. McGrath.
Thanks, everybody. Just a few things. I'll make it short so the rest of my teammates can talk. I'd like to thank my family for all their encouragement and support. Thank you. I'd like to thank my teammates. That's why it's so special to play here. Having teammates like that, I can't explain what they mean to me. They all think I'm gonna cry. Like, they're looking over here really eager, you know. They got all these side bets, thinking I'm gonna cry, but yeah. No. They're the best teammates I've ever had. I'd like to thank the coaches too. I'd like to thank Coach Williams just for giving me a chance. And I'd like to thank all the other coaches for treating me like everybody else. And it's a great staff, and maybe I'll be a coach someday, but I just thank you for giving me the chance. That's all I needed. The thing I'm going to miss the most is all the little memories I have, all the teams I've been on. Every day at practice, something funny happens, and they say I can entertain myself in a little box, because I can sit at my locker and just start laughing because I think about all the funny things they've done, and I'm gonna miss that the most, and I'll miss Red Squad. I'll probably pass the GM spot to somebody like Noomball or somebody, I don't know. And just lastly, I'd like to thank the fans. I mean, you guys are great. I mean, it's special to know that everybody knows my name, even when I'm sitting way down on the end of the bench. Only at Kansas. Because you guys are so great, and that's all I say is just thank you. Thanks.
Well, I think you can tell what his teammates think of C.B. McGrath. Now the next guy we're going to hear from, Roy never even saw him play in person. He just saw what he thought he liked on tape, and he gave him an invitation to become a Jayhawk, and thank goodness he accepted, and he's shot in 263 three-pointers. The most in KU history, and there's more to come. Billy Thomas.
I've always been taught to strive for perfection, and I think 58 and old here, ain't no place like home. I am in Kansas, right? I want to say thanks to all you great fans. I mean, there's been times when coming out from under the tunnel for practice, didn't want to practice, didn't want to come out, I'm sore. But to see you guys camping out, that gave me a new light. I want to say thanks again. Oh, before I forget, wonderful Bill Woodard wrote some nice articles about me and made my mom real proud and happy. Thanks very much, man. It was kind of unfortunate. I was born without brothers, and then turned to be fortunate that I came here and have all these guys. I mean, from the walk-ons all the way to the guys on scholarship. I mean, all you guys, you mean so much to me. Anything I have, you can have. Or anything I get on down the line, you come ask me for it, and I get. But truthfully and honestly, I mean, there have been times this season where, I thought I let you guys down, didn't have, type of game I'm supposed to have, and didn't feel you guys had confidence in me, as well as the coaching staff, and that was kind of immature on my part. But I want to, say thanks for believing in me and just helping me get through those tough times. And I appreciate you, and I love you guys. I want to move on and get to the coaching staff, Well, can't forget Doc. He's been keeping me healthy, If that's what you want to call it, with bad thighs and feet and legs, everything. I want to say thanks, Doc. I mean, I know you put some precious time in, leaving your family behind. I want to say thanks. I know you have a beautiful wife and kids. Coach Holliday, shot doctor, discipline, whenever I didn't go to class, which is very few. I go to all my classes. Coach Holliday, keeps me in line, waking me up 6:30, having to be over here for 7 o'clock. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I know down the line it'll make me a better person, a better man. Thanks. And to Coach Neil Doherty, although, you have the shortest stint on the coaching staff, I appreciate everything you've done for me and trying to make me a better basketball player. And just be ready after the season, because I'm going to be seeing you every day trying to get better. Thanks for everything. And your wife, she's a great cook, man. Thanks for the dessert. I think from the coaching staff, it all started with Coach Matt Doherty, just watching tape and seeing me, and came down a few times. And when I first heard his voice on the telephone, I knew I wanted to be a Jayhawk, just from the honesty in his voice. And there were times, during my whole career, he was pretty hard on me, and I think I'm, reaping the benefits of that right now. He's a very special person to me, although, I never really tell him, and I just want you to know I have a special place in my heart, and you always will. Coach Williams, wow. It's been 4 years, man, and I think I've come a long way, with your help, and coming here, my situation, I think all of you read about it. And, with just having the moms around, and you're the closest thing to a father that, I could ever have. And it's been only 4 years, but I think it's going to help me definitely down the line. And I think I'll owe you a great deal of gratitude for the person that I've become and the person that I will be down the line. And if I could live my life 1/10 of the way you live yours, then I think I'll be a decent man. And last but not least, to all my family and friends who made the trip here, I had to come up with 22 tickets for people from Shreveport. I just want to say thanks you guys for coming. Each one of you are dear to me, even though, like I said, I'm not too emotional. I don't express myself a lot, but it'll come with a little maturity once I get a little older. I just want to say I love all you guys. Appreciate everything you've done for me. On down the line, I want to start with Miss Melissa Flournoy. She's been a very dear person to me, and she's sitting there now. She can't even keep a straight face. But I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. I can't say it enough. You mean so much to me. Mr. Brock Cantrell, my high school coach. He looks like he's probably 10 years old, but I mean, he is, you know, of age. I want to say thank you, man. For everything you've done. Besides these guys, I think you're the closest thing to a brother that I could have. And like I said, anything that I have, you can have. Anything I get on down the line, you can have. So, you know. Mr. Chip North, I want to thank you for everything you've done, wherever you are around somewhere. Your family, appreciate everything you've done. I think I left somebody out with Brock Cantrell, his beautiful wife, Jennifer Cantrell, for putting up with both of us. Thank you very much. Miss Marilyn Taylor, thank you very much. And last but not least, my mother. Once again, I think you guys read all the articles and everything, and for me telling you how dear she is to me, I don't think words could be expressed to tell you the way I feel about her. I think I'll just try to thumb it up a few times. I mean, all that I am and all that I do is definitely sweetheart for you.
Billy Thomas. It's taken me 4 years, but I'm finally learning Billy talk. The next guy, as you all know, passed up millions of dollars to, as he put it, be a kid for one more year, and how many great thrills he's given to us. The Jayhawks All-American from Monona, Iowa, Rafe LaFrance.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there's no way in the world that millions of dollars could buy this. The feelings that you people give me and the players right there. And second of all you camera men right there, you might want to think about moving over here, because Coach Williams is right behind you. And he hasn't been too kind today to the cameramen, all right? How time flies. 4 years ago, I came in here as a freshman, and every time I've run through that tunnel right there, it's been like a dream come true. And there's really no way that I can express my feelings towards you people, towards the coaching staff, towards the players. But I love you all. Thanks. There are a couple people that I would definitely like to thank. First of all, Mr. Mark Carnes, the team trainer. I saw a little bit more of you this year than I would have liked to. But we've been through a lot together, and I thank you for your support and for your honesty and telling me what the deal was. Second to the team, you guys are like brothers to me, and from this day forward, if you ever need anything from me, don't hesitate to call. No, come on, not like that.
Well, really, you're like brothers, and thank you. Thank you for making this special. The coaching staff, Coach Doherty, Coach Holliday, Coach Neil Doherty. There are times where I hate you guys. To be honest. But every wind sprint I run, every day in practice where we're all dead tired, we know that you just want the best for us. And that's what it's all about. We're all trying to achieve the same goals. Coach Williams, I've thought and I've thought and I've thought, and I don't know what the appropriate words would be to express my feelings towards you. What you've done for me over the past 4 years, it means the world to me. And I just thank you. I thank you for allowing my dreams to come true. And finally, I would like to look up in the stands to my parents, my sister Ann, my brother-in-law Todd, and my mom and dad. Mom and Dad, you mean the world to me. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope I make you proud. I hope that everything I do for you. So, like I said, I hope you make me proud. And in closing, it's been 4 years since we've lost in this place, and I believe the win streak's at 60 now, and it's in your hands.
Well, that's it, everybody. CB, Billy, Ray, we'll never forget you guys. Thank you. Another great year. You guys have been terrific. We're not done yet.
A great group of KU seniors, and what a great way to go out. We'd like to thank ESPN for our video feed on tonight's game. And we'd like to thank you for joining us tonight and for being with us all season long on Cable Channel 6. For Greg Gurley, for our director Dave Severance, and for everyone on our crew, this is Chris Ronan saying so long from Allen Fieldhouse.